honesty is our default. Honesty today is my default, but it wasn't always that way. Almost 20 years ago, I used to lie, cheat, steal if I needed to for my benefit. I was selfish, self-seeking, took advantage of people. I was mean, I was not thoughtful. And I ended up in a 12-step program wanting to die because I drank, tried to drink myself to death. And it took me years to learn that I had to be honest. I didn't grow up in an honest family. I wasn't taught how to be honest. And I'm not blaming them. If you blame them, you gotta blame their ones that came before them. You gotta trace the apple all the way up the tree. You know, it's no one's fault. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean you're not responsible for it. I learned that from working in prison for 22 years. You still get consequences for things you don't know. So it's important to pay attention and be observant and be honest and not lie to yourself. When I first got sober 20 years ago, I had to learn how not to lie to myself. How's that? That sounds weird, right? How do we lie to ourselves? We lie to ourselves by trying to convince ourselves of things that aren't true. We justify things. I justify that this is the way I act because this is who I am. No. We're supposed to be good people and practice honesty and respect. There's a car coming. That always makes me uncomfortable. So I'm at this memorial in Corona that I love. It's a quiet little memorial garden. It's very peaceful in back of a church. I don't have a spot in my house yet. I need to make a studio. Talk to you. Anyway, back to the topic. The topic today was honesty. And it was such a good meeting. We took turns sharing about how honesty has been important in our journey of sobriety. And when I first got sober, the word honesty is mentioned 3 times in the instructions. That some people don't have the capacity to be honest. And rigorous honesty is a must in order to grow spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Dishonesty makes you sick inside. Secrets keep you sick. And just because you've lied before, just because you were a crook in the past, it doesn't mean you have to be that way or even that you should stay that way. It's not the way you're supposed to be. God intended us to be honest and have integrity. And being dishonest with other people and taking advantage of them in your business, if you do that, that's not right either. Just because someone's dumb and they allow you to take advantage of them doesn't mean it's okay. I was guilty of that too. I thought, well, they're just so stupid. I just take their money. No. Honesty is key to being free. Truth without love is brutality. Love without truth is people pleasing. Honesty is the first key to being a sane, emotional human being. Bottom line, and a lot of you humans out there think you can lie and run and gun and get away with it and even try to convince yourselves of your lies, and all it does is make you sick inside. And you wonder why you have cancers, illnesses, COVID, whatever. Every physical illness is from a spiritual malady. You must treat the spiritual malady first, and then you will physically, mentally, and emotionally get better. And not until then. The spiritual malady must come first. So if you are not taking a drug or a drink, but you are still taking advantage of people, you're still lying, you're still stealing, and you know it, and you're going against God's will, and you'll pay consequences for that. Another topic this morning I read about my morning meditation was self-restraint. Developing self-restraint is not the easiest either, but we must have that. You must be able to say no to yourself when you want something. or you want to do something that's not good for you. If you want to eat food that's not good for you. If you can't trust yourself with even putting the right food in your mouth, then no one else can trust you either. I heard it said, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You can't be an honest person in some areas and in some areas not. The way you do one thing, the way you do everything. You need to be clear, concise, rigorously honest to the best of your ability every single day. And no one's perfect. No one's a saint. We do it to the best of our ability every day. And you ask forgiveness if you deviate from the way. Ask forgiveness, confide in another person, and get on with it. Dishonesty was my biggest character defect years ago. It's not anymore. And I had to change it, or I was going to die inside from pain. We're not meant to be dishonest. But there's a little bit of bad in the best of us. There's a little bit of good in the worst of us. So it's important to tap in to that fundamental idea of God that's in each and every single one of us. You must tap in every single day and all throughout the day to be guided along your way. To be happy, joyous, and free. Pick up the habit of honesty. And I'm going to stop now because this blower is driving me nuts. Love you guys.